same feeder is food. Go to the feeder to the mind, feeding again. That incident goes back into the memory with a label. This is a bad memory, bad incident, this is a good incident. Whenever my senses will see something related with that incident, it comes out, and as that incident comes out with strong emotion, strong energy, because that incident is already has a storage of energy. You have to understand that. So now the memory, the emotions is like a food. Emotional memories are a food, and I am saying in the lecture that emotions are the waste. You will say that, oh, I am contradicting my statement. You have to understand that say some point I have to start, and I have to start with that point that you understand better. That's why we say emotional fool. This is emotional. He is very emotional. Whenever he get emotional. Why we say that emotional? He has a emotional heart. This and that. All these terminology. Some people say love is emotional. Some people say love is emotional. Love is emotion. Love is not emotion. Love is on a spiritual level. But in mind level also something happens on an individual basis. So we say that this love is emotion. So all the terminology, one word, we use so many in a different aspects. That's why the original language like Sanskrit or Arabic, whichever religion the founder, they wrote scriptures, or they dictate the knowledge of enlightenment or self-realization in their own native language. They have a perfect word, because when you translate some words in different language, they lost their meaning. In English, it's very limited words. Like I say, love is on spiritual level, on a soul level, and emotions are on the mind level. But if some psychiatrists, some religious teachers, some universities, they will teach you love is an emotion. Love is not an emotion. Now, you have to understand this. Love is on a soul level, like soul is projecting itself into a mind, into a body. We discussed already in previous chapters that the mind and body is a projection of the source, soul, self, and love is associated with soul. So that means love is also projecting itself into the mind. And that love, when you start loving money, that love becomes a greed. See, love is projecting itself from the soul level to the mind level. And when love, like a soul, is projecting in the mind level, and soul is something different on the mind level, it's a totally different. That is nature. It's not in a natural way. It lost its naturality. Same thing, love lost its naturality too. Love is projecting too. When you start loving let us say love somebody, that love is not that love. This is an individual love. That is not a universal love. You are loving somebody on an individual level. When you start loving your money, car, or your relative, that love is not So your son, wife, your mother, parents, these are individual terminology. That love is a universal, one word. But then greed arises, passion arises, compassion arises. You have to understand this. I love this, I love this, I love this. Word is same, or you can give different words. That love becomes greed, greed for the money. This is love too. Mind nature is attachment. Right? That's what we discussed in the previous chapter. Attachment is what? Love. But that attachment is on an individual basis. That only take care of itself. On soul level, that love is not an emotion, but on soul level is called self emotion. Let us say love is an emotion. If you want to hear like that, okay, on soul level, love is on a self emotion. That self, not self emotion, I will say that love is a soul emotion. Self is going to be confused. And that love, when projected into the mind, that love projected into the mind becomes an individual emotions. That love is for everybody. Okay, that emotion is for everybody on the soul level. Okay, you want to take like that? Okay, no problem. Now that love, when projected into the mind nature is attachment. That attachment is for an individual purpose, not for the humanity, for the universal purpose. That attachment is love. But on an individual basis, it lost its universal nature. You have to understand this. That love, that desire becomes greed for the money. Everything is greed, greed, greed. Can I take this? I have a desire, I have 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 desire. Greediness, compassion, you become a passion for something, you fall in love with a girl or boy, you have a love for the mother, you have a love for son, individual, not for all the son, not for all the mothers, individual. You have to understand, before I discuss all the emotions, you have to be clarify before what sense I am talking about. It's very hard to understand emotions otherwise. And emotion, I am telling you, I am going to discuss about shit, waste. In spirituality, there is no place for discussion of emotions. Why? Because spirituality is always to take you from the mind level to the soul level. And when you come from the mind level to soul level, there is no mind, there is no emotions, there is no suffering. Suffering or happiness. There is no excitement on the soul level. So that's why in Eastern countries, in most of the teachers, spiritual teachers, they always talk about the God level. They don't talk about emotions. Western countries, they discuss about the emotions. Why? Because they are very advanced on a material level. For example, when you go to the physician, a doctor, you want to test your body, okay, telling doctor that please test my blood, please test my urine, please test my waste, bowel. So these people, they check your urine, they check your bowel, they analyze these waste, and with this analyze they say, okay, you have this disease, you have this disease, you have this disease. So material world, you always check the waste. You not start from the top, you start from the bottom. Same thing on mind level also. Western world is so advanced, they so advanced than Eastern world. Eastern world don't talk about emotions on mind level, but in Western world there is a lot of psychiatrists, there is a lot of advancement on mind level. They have a chemotherapy, this therapy, they can go into the brain and check the memories, what kind of reactions memory pops out, what kind of reaction brain has. So advanced. On spiritual level, there is no need. And I cannot discuss all this because I am an individual mind. I have a limitation of a knowledge. I have my field of spirituality. I teach spirituality. But on that level, what I understand about emotions, I am going to discuss with you. I don't read anything from anybody. Why? Because I don't need it. But I will try my best to understand myself what are the emotions, and then I can translate if it's possible. Same way, the psychiatrist, they give you a series of questions. Emotions are a waste. They will check what is the mental state of a patient. So what they will do, they will check again the waste. That's why I say emotions are the waste. They will check, okay, give me this answer, what kind of happening, what kind of uh, environment you get upset, this and that. They will give a series of questions. They will analyze your emotions. Like they analyze your shit, they analyze your urine on a body level. Same thing on mind level. Psychiatrists analyze your waste, that is emotions, by giving you questions, by analyzing in all other way, so that they can know what is your mental state, what is your problems, and then they give the medicine. But and then they say you have some chemical changes, chemical imbalances. To 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 fix that chemical balances, they give you medicines. That is temporary. They give you something medicine, and this medicine will create another imbalances. This is not the solution. But those people who has no help, they have to take these medicine. Without these medicines, it's very hard. First you have to take temporary medicines, then you get some space for your intellect. By understanding, then you improve yourself. Because any psychological problem can be solved by psychological understanding, not by the physical consumption of medicines. This is a temporary remedies, temporary medicines. So, we will discuss more about emotions in next chapter.